Okay, so as Kyra is sitting here brushing her mole, the next part of this lesson or project is going to be how to make a wet specimen. This is something that we have a little bit of experience with because
we have a whole shop in the house.
We have an animal altar, I guess you can call it. So we have experimented. The longest one we have had was from last summer, I believe, so almost a year. And so we know that the process that we're going to show you actually works and can preserve animals if you do find some on your own that you want to do the same thing with. Okay, so when doing a wet specimen, the supplies that you will need are isopropyl alcohol. We are using 70%. We have also used 90%, and somewhere in between can also work. 99% will also work fine. We also have an empty jar
with a lid.
This is an important part that she points out because we don't want to put a specimen in a jar with alcohol without a lid. I have little people that run around the house, so we want to make sure that every specimen that we have has a lid that you can secure tightly on there and that there won't be any accidents. I mean, if there's an accident because it falls and breaks, then that's one thing. I would also suggest that you use a glass jar because I do not know how alcohol will affect the plastic. Like if you know there's different grades of plastic, so I don't know how alcohol will react with the different grades of plastic. So let's just keep it with the glass jar. And we recycled. This was from Relish, so we cleaned it. I took the label off and it will work fine. The last thing that we will need is the specimen, which Kyra has done such a good job of cleaning thoroughly. And now you can actually see his actual size.
Yes.
Move your hand. There you go. You can see his actual size. And I'm going to put my goggles on. You do need to make sure you have goggles.
And gloves.
And gloves, because we need to make sure that we are protected at all times.
From bacteria.
Bacteria and also alcohol.
Yeah.
We don't want to get that in our eyes or anything. I just want to show them a little closer.
What I did, I gave it a whole pedicure. I cleaned its feet and under the toenails and everything. I also drenched his body.
And you can see how the size, he really looked fatter with being dry, and you can see how big his hands are or his feet are in reference to his body. We were not able to find any ears or ear holes or eyes. Yeah. But you can see he's not very big.
So and basically he only has 3 senses that we know of, because we couldn't find any eyes or ear holes.
Which means that he has to have pretty good, those senses that he does have, they have to be pretty good and pretty well high-end. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is what?
We're going to put him in the jar.
Alright, and then once the specimen is in the jar,
we will take the alcohol
and we don't have to fill the bottle up. We really just want to make sure that the specimen is completely immersed in the alcohol.
Yes.
Any part that is not immersed in alcohol will not be what?
Preserved.
It will not be preserved. And we have a new bottle that we're opening. There we go.
Yes, jab. Oop.
So depending on what kind of specimen you have or what kind of jar you have, that's about halfway full. And of course, if you want to fill it all the way up, you can, but that is completely up to you. Then we will take our jar top, our lid, and we'll screw it on tight. And that is it. That is our wet specimen. So we actually, because
he looks fatter now.
Yeah, he's all fluffy, and you can see his fur moving in the liquid. And because the mole is in the solution, we can first of all get a good look at his body parts. Like
Also,
really
because
observe
it's
it.
glass, it's kind of like a magnifying glass.
Exactly.
So we can see.
Because of the solution in there, it creates what kind of like a magnifying experience as you're looking at it. We can examine him a little bit closer. Any part of the animal that is out of the solution may start to decay, so I would recommend going with more than less alcohol. But that is it. We did our wet specimen of our mole, and he will go with our others.
Yes.
And we
Make friends.
and we appreciate that he gave us life, but he did not die in vain. We are going to continue to use him for our project and finish this project by the end of the month, which is the 28th. And I think this was an enjoyable experience. What do you think?
Yes, I have had a lot of fun giving him a pedicure and scrubbing his feet. It took a lot of work, but I managed to get in between his nails, underneath his nails, and on his bottom feet. They were the hardest. And then I just decided that since we don't want the liquid to be dirty and then we can't see him anymore, why not drench his body and get all the dirt and germs off of his body so we can still see him.
So I'm assuming that she would recommend washing your specimen. Now, that is not a requirement because we have specimen that we have never washed.
Yes, but I really wanted to wash him because he was dirty.
The one thing I will say is that after a while, the alcohol will become tinted, like a yellowy tint, and I'm just assuming that that is bodily fluids maybe coming out because of it being dead or because of the alcohol. Maybe it's leaching into alcohol. So I would not be alarmed by that, but that is something that we have observed in the other specimen that we have.
Yeah.
But yes, this is science, and this is my little scientist. Again, this is
Kyra
Savage. I am a homeschool educator for Savage Academy, Janine Savage. And we thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.